Welcome to the Wealth, Wisdom, and Winners Hub, where clarity meets strategy so you can listen, learn, and leverage your way to success.
In the last video, you uncovered Warren Buffett's two-list strategy. You saw that the real power was not only choosing your top 5, it was naming the other 20 as poison. But even with 2 lists, you are not safe. A hidden enemy appears the moment you start working on your 5. It wears the mask of progress and productivity. It makes you feel busy while it quietly drains your focus. What is this enemy? It is the habit of splitting your attention across too many fronts again. It arrives as pings, notifications, and quick checks. It hides inside tiny detours that look harmless. It flatters you with the idea that you can handle everything. It sells busyness as a badge of honor. Imagine planting 5 trees in your yard during spring. If you water each one a little, none will grow strong. The heat of summer exposes shallow roots. One storm is enough to knock them down. Now picture pouring water into just 1 or 2 first. Those trees root deep and stand tall. When they flourish, you return to the others with strength. Your investment multiplies because depth came first. This is how your top 5 goals behave. Even after you narrow, temptation creeps back. You nibble at all 5 and call it progress. Nibbling creates shallow roots and shallow results. Shallow results look alive for a moment. The first storm removes the illusion. Buffett understood this human instinct. He designed his method to protect you from it. Even within your 5, you must still choose. Some must wait while others go first. Selection is not the same as sequencing. Selection says these 5 matter most. Sequencing says this one matters now. That single decision changes everything. Wealthy achievers live by sequencing, not by scatter. They attack 1 or 2 priorities with intensity. They work until results are undeniable. Completion becomes a lever for the next move. That is how books get finished while others outline. That is how businesses launch while others keep researching. They go all in on fewer moves until the foundation is secure. Only then do they expand with confidence. Most people still brag about multitasking. They think it proves speed and talent. In truth, it often reveals fear of commitment and fear of missing out. Fear of choosing one path and risking failure. The hidden enemy whispers that variety is safer. A little bit of everything sounds wise. It is the road to a whole lot of nothing. Think about your own life with honesty. How many projects sit half-finished? How many worthy ideas faded while you kept switching? The daily cost is invisible. Over a year, the damage is brutal. Energy leaks turn into lost seasons. What you need now is deep work. Deep work is long, undistracted time on one valuable task. Deep work trades frantic switching for deliberate progress. It turns 4 scattered hours into 1 powerful hour. Results become visible instead of imagined. Evidence replaces promises and pep talks. Picture a flashlight compared to a laser at dusk. Both produce light, yet only one cuts steel. Your attention works the same way. Scatter it and you glow dimly. Focus it and you cut through obstacles that used to stop you. This is why the strategy matters beyond the list. Return to your top 5 from video 1. Ask one blunt question that removes confusion. Which one, if achieved first, makes the others easier or unnecessary? Which one removes the most stress now? That is the target to attack. That is where your discipline should live. That is the seed that deserves water today. Everything else can wait its turn. Expect resistance the moment you commit. Emotions will argue that you are falling behind. Guilt will claim you are neglecting the other 4. Your ego will crave variety so it can look busy. Peers may praise your juggling act. Praise means nothing if nothing finishes. Remember the truth that protects your focus. Progress is not doing everything at once. Progress is doing the right thing until it works. Then you move on with strength. Completion lifts the next priority. Momentum replaces the grind of starting over. The 2-list strategy is not a paper exercise. It is a daily defense plan for your attention. It shields your calendar from leaks. It shields your energy from disguised distractions. Guard your mornings when your mind is freshest. Win a single battle before noon. Let the lesser tasks wait their turn. Protect the runway so takeoff is clean. Track depth instead of busyness in your journal. Ask if you gave 2 solid hours to the one task. If yes, momentum grew today. If no, the hidden enemy stole the day. Build habits that make deep work automatic. Silence notifications and clear your desk. Keep only the tools you need within reach. Start before you feel perfectly ready. Use time blocks that respect brain cycles. 90 minutes of focus followed by a real break beats 6 hours of half focus. Create a doorway moment before you begin. Say out loud what you will finish in this block. Close the block with a scorecard line. Write one sentence that states what moved forward. Now imagine a professional with 5 worthy goals. The calendar is crowded with tiny, urgent tasks. Each week ends with activity reports. Nothing is truly complete. Picture a single change that alters the pattern. One goal is chosen for 90 days. It gets the first 2 hours of every morning. Guilt arrives on day 1 and stays loud. Results begin whispering by week 2. The whisper becomes a voice by week 4. A stalled project crosses the finish line. The finished piece begins producing returns. Revenue, credibility, or time begins to flow. Completion creates momentum that thought cannot create. Now picture an agency owner drowning in context switches. Calls and chats break concentration every hour. Big deliverables keep slipping into next week. Frustration becomes the operating system. Imagine one firm rule for a trial period. No meetings in the first 3 hours of the day. One project per morning block with no exceptions. Email waits until the block is done. The first week feels uncomfortable and risky. By week 2, 2 major deliverables ship. By week 6, the team copies the pattern. Revenue improves from deeper work, not longer hours. Context switching looked harmless in minutes. The real cost was massive. You never reached the deep zone where breakthroughs live. You kept paying the ramp-up tax. Starting is the most expensive phase. Constant switching forces endless restarts. Here is a model that makes it clear. Treat attention like a bank account. Treat switches like withdrawals with fees. Every switch takes a slice. Pay enough fees and the account cannot grow. Deposits get erased by friction. Focus pays compound interest. The longer you hold it, the faster returns grow. That is the quiet math of depth. Depth protects your compounding. Use a kitchen metaphor you can feel. No chef cooks 5 complex dishes in one pan. Excellence requires sequence, not chaos. One plate gets finished before the next begins. Prep what you can in batches. Cook one dish to perfection. Then move with rhythm to the next. That is how quality scales without waste. Now write your 5 on a card. Carry it for a week. Circle the first target with a bright marker. Read it each morning before messages. Ask a focusing question before each block. What is the smallest visible win I can finish next? Finish the win and log it on paper. Evidence fuels momentum better than motivation. Expect pushback from people and platforms. Urgency is contagious and loud. Practice a graceful no that protects your 5. Say you are focused on a priority this morning. Offer a specific time to review later. Keep your promise, but keep your focus first. You do not owe anyone an apology for finishing. You owe your future the gift of attention. Attention compounding becomes your edge. It turns ordinary time into leverage. Guilt will try to break your focus. It argues that good goals deserve equal time. Equal time feels fair when resources are unlimited. Resources are not unlimited. One priority often unlocks the others. One clears debt, one opens doors, one frees hours. Unequal time is not neglect. Unequal time is strategic leverage. Treat guilt as data, not as law. Check alignment and return to focus. Return to your card with the 5. Ask again which one unlocks the others. Choose it for a season and close loops around it. Close loops with assets, approvals, and decisions. Remove friction that delays completion. Clear the runway so momentum can build. Manage energy like you manage money. Put deep work where your mind is strongest. Save shallow tasks for low energy periods. Protect sleep like cash flow. Tired minds chase novelty. Rested minds choose depth. Choose a single input diet while you build. One book, one course, or one mentor at a time. Too many inputs recreate the 20 in disguise. Curate your inflow so you can create your promise. Run a weekly review that is short and honest. Ask what moved the needle. Decide what will move it next. Remove one recurring obligation each month. Use that time to extend your deepest block. Add 15 minutes of focus each day. 15 minutes a day becomes 60 hours a year. 60 hours placed into one aim changes results. Celebrate milestones with simple actions. Ring a bell, move a sticky note, or log the win. Celebration reinforces the behavior you want. It helps you return to deep work tomorrow. Build a visible scoreboard for your one focus. Mark each day you completed a block. Streaks create identity. Identity sustains action when motivation fades. You are not just someone with 5 goals. You are a finisher who sequences with wisdom. The hidden enemy will return with a new disguise. It will offer tiny tasks that feel tidy. One reply, one peek, one scroll, each quick bite resets your brain. The zone is where breakthroughs live. Guard the doorway to that zone. Create a plan to resist bait. Phone in another room, timer on the desk. Choose a number that is humane and firm. 60 minutes of focus beats hours of scatter. Stand up when the timer ends. Take a real break and reset. If you slip, do not spiral. Start the next block without drama. Perfection is not the target here. Persistence is the engine that wins. Now imagine 1 quarter ahead. Picture one of your 5 complete and alive. Feel the relief that follows a finished pillar. Feel the pride of a promise kept. This is not fantasy with sequencing. This becomes ordinary with practice. Comparison will try to steal your focus. Every minute comparing is a minute not creating. Replace comparison with curiosity. Learn one thing that serves your aim. Then return to deep work without delay. Work rewards more than scrolling ever will. The to-list strategy becomes real on your calendar. It shapes your yes and your no. It decides what gets finished this week. It decides what waits with patience. Say yes to the one move that changes everything. Say no to the 20 that change nothing. Do this for a month and your capacity grows. Do this for a year and your identity changes. People will call you lucky. You will know you removed leaks. You placed weight where it counts most. You gave depth a chance to compound. Choose your sequencing plan now. Write the first goal at the top of a page. List 3 visible wins you can finish this week. Keep them specific and concrete. Block time for those wins on your calendar. Protect those blocks like a flight departure. Show up ready with tools in reach. Begin before you feel perfectly prepared. When distractions appear, hear them and pass. Return to the next visible win. As wins stack, confidence rises. Confidence is the permission slip fear will not grant. Shine light on the hidden enemy each morning. Name the bait and step past it. Finish one thing fully so momentum can carry you. Let momentum work when motivation dips. The second lesson in Buffett's method is clear. Defend focus and sequence the 5. Never juggle the 5 at the same depth. Let completion lift the next step. Do this and results change faster than you expect. Do this and people ask what changed. Tell them the simple truth without drama. You did not add hours or add goals. You removed noise that posed as progress. You placed full weight on one priority. You waited for the wheel to turn. When it turned, everything grew lighter. That is the quiet magic of depth over distraction. That is focus over noise and fashion. There is still one more twist on this path. It arrives when you feel in control. It tempts you to loosen the habits that built your gains. It tempts you to celebrate too long. In video 3, you will see this twist clearly. You will learn how to defeat it with grace. You will see the habit that separates finishers from stalling. You will keep your momentum to the end. Stay with this series and keep your card visible. Keep your sequencing plan alive until one result is real. Finish one pillar fully, then carry that power forward. That is how the strategy transforms your life.
You've been watching the Wealth, Wisdom, and Winners Hub. Subscribe now and keep winning every day.